Welcome back to my channel. So by the time you guys are seeing this on Sunday, I will already be in Barcelona, which I am super excited about. However, I am not quite as excited to write all of these sub-plans. So since I have to drive from Maryland up to New York to take my flight, fly to Barcelona, take a week-long cruise, fly back to New York, and then drive back to Maryland, I'm gonna be gone from April 22nd through May 2nd. So I have to take off 7 days of school, which is by far the most I've ever taken off. I have never taken off more than 2 days before. So since I'm gonna be gone for 7 days, I really need to make sure that I have everything the substitute needs, very detailed plans, and I have all of my bases covered. So I thought I would film this video just to walk you guys through how I actually write the sub plans, how I make sure all of my copies and materials are ready, and then how I leave it out for the substitute. So this video is gonna be a little bit more of a vlog style video, less like one of my sit down informational type videos, because I am not sitting and writing these sub plans all in one day. That would be absolutely insane. So rather, I'm gonna kind of stretch it out over the next week before I leave for my trip. So I'll just show you guys day to day what I get done. So the sub binder that I'm gonna show in this video, along with the editable sub plan templates, are available in my TPT store. I will have the links for both of those down in the description for you. It is Sunday, April the 16th. It's about 12:45 in the afternoon. I am just now sitting down to start my sub plan. So I have my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. That is a necessity for me. And on my computer, I've opened up my editable sub plan templates. These are my TPT store if you're interested. I will link them for you down in the description. They come with a whole bunch of different clip art options. I personally prefer the Apple. So what I'm gonna do is pull out the templates I need. Now these templates come with a bunch of different options, so you can pick and choose what works for you. But at the bottom, there are ones with an editable box. So basically what that means is this box right here, you're able to change the size to fit however much text you have in there. So I'm gonna use this one to start, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm just gonna open up a separate document because I don't like to work within this. I like to just have a separate document. So I'm gonna open up a portrait size, and I'm going to paste that slide. So I have this ready to go. What I'm gonna do is go ahead and set this up for each one of the days that I'm not going to be at school. And all I'm gonna do is put the date right up here and get them all started. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will catch up with you guys after.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized.
Okay, so what I did was just put the date on each one of the lesson plans right here, and then I went ahead and put the arrival information because that's the same every single day. So I literally just copied and pasted it. And in fact, I actually went to sub plans I had from a couple weeks ago, copied it, and then pasted it right in here. So I now have this ready for all of the days that I'm going to be absent. So the first actual content area that I teach every day is math. So what I'm going to do is just use this notebook, and I'm going to just bullet out what I'm going to do for math each of the days so that I can quickly type it into my sub plans.
By the sounds I'm breathing in, hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies.
All right, so I have kind of mapped out math, like not entirely, but I at least wrote down the lesson for each day and some of like the practice stuff that they're gonna do. Now, because this is my first year teaching everyday mathematics, I need to read through the teacher's manual and read through all the lessons before I can actually finish planning out math. And I'll be completely honest, I just don't feel like doing that right now. So here's what I'm currently occupying myself with. I thought it would be helpful for the substitute to have just like a schedule overview for each day. That way they can see all the time frames and see what subject they're teaching for each time frame. Now on the actual sub plans, I have that written here as well, but I thought they would like to have it just all on one page. Plus it kind of helps me to plan everything out. So I'm gonna go ahead and make these for each of the days, especially because we have letter days and my schedule is different each day depending on which special I have. So I'm leaving a lot of like the reading chunks, so like 12:45 to 1:30 and then 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I'm leaving those blank for right now because I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna break up the time, but I'm just gonna go ahead and fill in the rest of the stuff that I know is the same every day, and then I will catch back up with you guys.
All because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies. Only you.
right, so I'm gonna take a break, even though I haven't actually gotten that much done for my sub plans, but my boyfriend just got home from work and we need to go to the gym. But instead of going to our usual gym, we're just gonna go to the small apartment gym because we don't have a lot of time. We have to go to his mom's house tonight for Easter dinner, so I'm gonna go to the gym and I will catch up with you guys after.
I choke you down just like a pill. Oh yeah. Take you like a pill. Say sorry. Oh, maybe I'll leave. Maybe, but you know I never will. No.
All right, workout is done. It was kind of less of an intense workout just because that gym does not have a lot of equipment, but I still got a good sweat in. Did a little bit of a circuit and I did abs and I did a little bit of HIIT cardio on the treadmill. So now I'm ready to go and shower and eat some ham. All right, I have now showered. I am looking human again, so now we are going to head to dinner, and then when I get back tonight, I will work on sub plans again. All right, so round two, I am now home from dinner and settled in. It's about 9:12 p.m. So before I left, I did go ahead and bullet out like the time frames for reading, because I kind of have different like time frames depending on the day. So all I did was look at the Rooted in Reading lesson plans like this. And I just kind of quickly bulleted out what I was gonna do for each time frame. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this and I'm gonna type it into my sub plans, and I'm just gonna use the plans that are here in the Rooted in Reading to kind of type up the descriptions for each activity. Good morning, although it's almost afternoon. It is now Monday, April 17th. I'll be completely honest, I did not get all of my reading plans done last night like I had said I wanted to. I got very distracted because I was working on last minute stuff for our trip. So the goal today is to get all of the plans typed and written up so that tomorrow I can make sure I have all my copies. The day after that, I can get everything set up in my room and make sure I have all the materials. So it's about 11 o'clock. This is actually the latest I've slept in all spring break, which is not super late for me. I know some of you are probably thinking that's really late, but for me, 11 o'clock is actually pretty early. I'm gonna go quickly get my cardio done so it's out of the way, come back here, shower, go get a coffee, and then just sit and work the rest of the day. All right, workout is now done, and I kind of just killed time around my apartment until my boyfriend got home from class. It's now about 3 o'clock, and we are going to lunch at Panera, and then he has to go to work at 4. So once he goes to work, I'm gonna go head to Starbucks and then hopefully get the rest of my plans done. All right, YouTube. Here's where we are currently at in life. I was going to film in Starbucks. I had every intention of filming in Starbucks. However, it ended up being super busy. Table next to me was taken. I couldn't set up my camera, so it didn't happen. I apologize, but please know that I did work hard while I was there for the most part. I ended up leaving at 8 o'clock, came home, quickly went to Target to get some things for tomorrow, came home, and here we are. It's about 9 o'clock. And I have a lot to get done, I'm not even gonna lie. I still have to finalize my plans for tomorrow. I kinda know what I'm doing, but I should also probably write it down. And then for plans, I have reading done for all 7 days. That's really good because that's a bulk of the time. Social studies, I know what I am doing. I just have to type it into the plans. Science, I don't have a clue what I'm doing. And then for math, again, I know what I'm doing. I just have to type it into the plans. But that's gonna take a long time because typing the reading plans took a lot longer than I expected. But I said my goal was when I go to sleep tonight, I'm gonna have all of my plans written so they are ready. And I need to do it. I need to pull through and I need to do it. So I'm gonna go quickly eat dinner, jot down what I'm doing for tomorrow, and then dedicate the rest of the night to the sub plans, get it done. Hopefully the next time I check in with you, I will be able to say that they are complete. Okay, so I know I said I would be done the next time I showed this to you guys, but it is currently 1:30, so I need to get to bed. Monday and Tuesday of the week are completely done, and I still have to do the rest of the days, but I do have written out in a notebook what we will be doing for those days, so it's just a matter of typing it in, and then now I'm able to copy and paste a lot of the stuff I'm already done, so I will get this done tomorrow, but for now, I'm gonna go to bed. Good morning. It is now Tuesday, April the 18th. I got to school extra early so that I could get a little bit of subplans done. I know I'm not going to finish them by any means, but I can at least get a little bit done. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I completely forgot to bring home the book that my students are going to be working with the week that I'm gone, Old Elm Speaks Tree Poems. So what I'm going to do this morning is use this book to get the page numbers of the different poems. You'll see in my actual subplans, I just left like a blank right here, and I always make things red that I need to go back and fill in just so I don't miss them. So I'm going to get those filled into the plans. And then this is our like recess rotation kind of board that we use. Nothing fancy, but this tells us which teacher is going to stay in for recess each day. And I did not bring this home, and I couldn't remember who was going to be staying in the days that I am not here. So I'm also going to go through and fill this in my plans as well. Okay, good news is the actual subplans are all completely written with the exception of my small group math lesson plans for my assistant, but the subplans for the substitute are all completely written. It ended up being exactly 50 pages, and it's currently about 12:30. I finished this around 12:15. So here's what I'm currently doing. I am now going through each day of subplans and kind of rereading them to make sure I didn't forget anything. And I'm also making a list of all of the copies that I'm going to need. Now, some of these I do already have copies of at school, but some of them I need to print out a copy here tonight so that tomorrow after school I can make copies and I don't have to go through all of the online documents. I can just take the one piece of paper to the copier and make my copies. I also am making a list of just random stuff that I need to kind of type up for the sub. It doesn't have to go with any specific day. It's just kind of like FYI things. Like I'm gonna give them a list of each spelling list with the student names for that list, how to work the document camera, what to do with field trip money if it's delivered, how to connect laptops and iPads just in case my students have difficulties, and just some other random things that I need to get done. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on this. Once I get this done and print off like one copy of each of these things, I will be going to bed. All right, it is now Wednesday, April the 19th. It is after school, and I am ready to bang out just the rest of the stuff that I have to do for subplans, or at least a majority of it. So this is a huge stack of papers that has to get laminated for my substitute to use while I'm gone. So most of these at the top, these colored pages are all like array concentration cards, and you'll see I printed each set on a different color. That way, if they get messed up, my students can sort them back easily. And then most of these are like posters that typically, if I were here, I would project digitally with my computer. However, I don't really want the substitute to have access to my computer because we have had a lot of issues with substitutes breaking computers, and I would rather not have to deal with that. So instead of displaying them digitally, I printed them out and I'm going to laminate them. That way the substitute can use them. However, currently at school, I do not have enough laminating sleeves, so I need to go out and get some more so that I can have such a fun laminating party. Okay, I'm now back at school. I have acquired the laminating pouches, so I'm about to have my laminating party. So I ended up going with the Walmart brand. Typically, I get the Scotch brand off of Amazon, and you can normally get a 200 pack for somewhere around $20. So this 150 pack of the Walmart brand was like $22, $23, so it was not a good deal. However, they were cheaper than the Scotch ones at Walmart, and I figured these will be good enough for now. I have used these before, and I think they're pretty much just as good as the Scotch, so I figured for right now, this is my cheapest option because I don't have a choice. I needed these laminating pouches. All right, I wanted to show you guys this updated list. I showed this to you last night. This is just me going through each day of subplans and making a list of the copies that I would need. That way I don't leave anything out. Now, You'll notice some of these have a C next to them. What I did first was go through and find the things that needed to be printed on cardstock so they could get laminated, and I put a C next to those. You will notice those are all crossed out because I already printed those off at home and have laminated them. Now this little number next to it, that was just how many pages it was. That way I knew how many pages of cardstock I needed. Not really important. Anyway, then I went through and just printed off one copy of each of these, and that's what the little dot is for. I didn't want to cross it off because I still have to make copies of it at school, but I put a little dot just to let me know that I had made one copy at home. Problem is, my printer gave up last night. It overheated because I was just printing off way too much. Totally my fault. So I had put dots next to some of these because I had sent them to the printer, like in the queue, but they did not actually print out because my printer quit. So now I need to kind of go through and figure out what do I actually have copies of that printed out and what do I still need to print out here at school. Now, here's my list of papers. I just wanted to show this to you guys kind of as an idea. When I have a substitute, I do not want them to use my laptop. I just don't trust them. We've had a lot of problems where substitutes have like broken laptops, and I don't want to deal with it. Now, most of my day I use my laptop for, so it's kind of hard to plan for a sub. For example, my math rotations. I display this digitally every day. What I ended up doing was just typing it in there, and then I printed it out as a piece of paper. That way my substitute can lay it here under the document camera and just display it on the board. Obviously the timer is not going to work because it's a printed piece of paper, but that at least tells my students how long they will have for the rotation. Student names are here and it tells them their responsibilities. So I printed one of these off for every single day. Great part about HP Instant Ink, you do not have to pay any different for color than you do black and white. So if you have not seen my HP Instant Ink video with printing tips for teachers, make sure you check that out. Only thing that's bugging me is when I made this day, this is Friday and our Fridays are a little bit different, so they do 3 rotations. Completely forgot to change the text up here, oops. But I have all those printed and I have some of the activities and things I need to make copies of, but I now need to go through and figure out what did not print off so I can get all of my copies made in one fell swoop.
Make it last forever. Stop in time. Yeah, I'm surrender.
Okay, real talk. I am really PO'd right now. I'm in the middle of trying to get all of my copies, and the printer just told me that the counter limit was reached. Now, as far as we have known, we do not have a copy limit, so I'm currently stuck. I cannot make any more copies, and the worst part is my sub plans, it only printed the first page, so I don't even have the actual plans in front of me to like start to get all the groupings together for each day. I'm gonna have to sit there and look at it on the computer and I guess print stuff off at home tonight, but I am just not in a good mood right now.
Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you.
So just a couple quick tips. First of all, if you are making multiple copies of like a card game, if you print them all on separate colored cardstock, and I know I mentioned this quickly last night, it just makes it really, really easy. If you find a piece on the floor, you know exactly what bag it belongs to. And I've mentioned this on one of my vlogs as well, but in case you're a newer subscriber to me, when you are cutting up lamination, these little pieces that you have left over, instead of throwing them away, you can just slice them up into little pieces that students can use as bookmarks. Okay, so here's the current state of my life, aka it's just a hot mess. So it is about 8:30 and I'm pretty sure the janitors are gonna come in and kick me out any minute now. I have been laminating for the past hour, and as you can see, I still just have a huge stack. Like, it's not even close to being done, so I think I'm just gonna have to cut it off and finish it tomorrow. But here's a stack that is laminated. I also laminated all these cards and cut them out, but I still have to sort through the copies that I do have. I have to figure out how I'm going to get more copies. I have to email the bookkeeper, and I just have a lot to get done. But good news is our apartment complex has like a little office area, and it does have a printer. You have to supply your own paper. Fingers crossed that they have ink, because I really don't want to print all this at home, and I don't even know if my printer is going to work. So I'm going to take some paper that I have here in my classroom, take it home with me, and hopefully I can get those printed out tonight. All right, I'm leaving, and I'm just leaving this huge mess here because I literally don't have a choice. I'm gonna have to get here early and try to get stuff done before my sub comes in because I'm starting to run out of time, and it's starting to really stress me out. I feel like I'm going 100 miles an hour, but yet I'm still like not getting closer to the end of the tunnel, but I'm gonna get out of here. I will catch up with you guys, hopefully at my apartment printing out my sub plans. All right, so I can't even lie right now. I'm so grateful for my apartment complex, and I'm grateful that they have Macs. I just easily airdrop my sub plans over. They're currently printing out, so fingers crossed there ends up being enough ink. Good morning. It is now Thursday, April the 20th. Here is the hot mess I left last night. Good news is I was able to get my sub plans printed. I only got about 40 of the pages printed at my apartment business center, and then it ran out of ink. But it's okay because my boyfriend was able to print off the rest of the pages for me. So I turned on the laminator first thing coming in, and I'm just going to try to get as much of this done until my kids come in. It's about 7:14. Good news is I have a sub today, so if I finish testing, I can hopefully get some of this done before the end of the day. All right, so here's what I got done last night. I printed off my 50 pages of sub plans, and then these are some math games. And then I also printed out these like title pages. So how I'm going to store the sub plan, since it's so many days and I don't want the substitute to get confused of what is for what day, and I don't want to have my desk covered, I'm going to use these spare scrapbooking containers. These came from Michael's. You can typically find them on sale for like 3 for $10. So each day is going to have its own container like this. So I'm going to use these title pages to kind of tape over the top of it. That way they don't get them confused. So these are some other pages I typed up last night. These are just information pages. Now these are in my substitute binder. At least something very similar is in my substitute binder. However, these go into a little bit more detail. Plus, I feel like sometimes the substitute doesn't even look in my substitute binder. So this first one is all about the clip chart and then how to hand out the Panda Box. This next one is just like general student information, things they need to know, along with field trip money, what to do with that. This next page is my line order because my students have to get in the same order in line every single time, and I don't want them trying to deceive the substitute. This is about how to log on my class laptops. I do have a student that does that for me, but just in case there's any problems. Same thing with my iPads, how to connect them to Wi-Fi, how to work the document camera, how to work the projector. And then this is my spelling list guide, so that way, in case a student misses their list, they can get it to them. So I have the list, and I also have the students that get that list for each of the weeks. All right, so now all of my scrapbooking containers have been labeled with the day. So what I'm going to do now is go through my sub plans and load up each one of the bins with all of the copies and materials they need for that day. So here's my hot mess of a table, don't judge me. But here is how I like to do it. I will take a day of sub plans and I will actually go to the back and I will start on the end, and I'm going to go up this way, and anything that I need I'm going to go ahead and put in a pile. That way when I put it into the scrapbooking container, what they need first will actually be on top and it will just go in logical order. I also need to go through all of my copies, or at least all of the ones that actually printed yesterday, and group them together. I love binder clips. However, when I have a substitute, I will actually use mostly paper clips. And I know this sounds awful, but I kind of don't trust my substitute to put the binder clips back. I've had substitutes in the past who decided to keep them, or goodness knows where they put them because they were not there when I got back. So I'm going to probably use mostly paper clips. Plus, I have just so many papers. I think it will be easier to use paper clips. Okay, so I'm almost done with my laminating. I have like 3 left. I'm just gonna have to pile these up and kind of sit them to the side. Same thing with all of the copies and everything that's out because my substitute is about to come in and I don't want this all left out. All right, subplan update. It is currently about 2:50 in the afternoon. I am all done with my testing, so I'm able to use the last little bit of this time while my students still have their sub to get math small group plans done. So I'm just using the book here to write up the plans, and currently I have everything done except for the last day, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish that now. All right, all 7 days of the math small group lesson plans are now done and printed out, ready to go. And I've kind of been hiding out because I don't want to go back to my class until my substitute is gone. So I went through all of the days of sub plans and I bulleted out in the opposite order what pages they're going to be using. That way, when I load them into the bins, it will be ready to go. Sub plan update. I did have enough time to get all of my math small group lesson plans typed up. So they are printed out, ready to go. I have all the copies I need for those as well. And then I had some extra time, so I'm going to show you what I did. I basically made a list of the order that I'm going to stuff the bins. So what I do is I take a look at my subplans and actually go to the last page and I go through my subplans backwards. That way, when I find something that needs copies, I add it to my list. And that way, when I put these in order, the first thing that they need at the beginning of the day will actually be at the top of my pile. That way it's all ready to go. So once I made those lists for all of the days, I then went through and starred the things that are located somewhere else in the room, like construction paper, writing paper, and I'm going to go ahead and just pull those out so they are ready for the sub as well. Okay, so it is Operation Finish Sub Plans. These are a couple of things that I just pulled out that I needed, construction paper, things like that. I have a couple more things to cut up, some vocabulary cards and things like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and just sort out the copies and kind of put them into piles, lay them out, so hopefully I can get these stuffed very quickly.
Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me move. You can make me move. Can make me. So alive, make it last forever. Stop in time, yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights.
Okay, you guys, I'm officially substitute ready. It's about 4:45, so I'm a little bit impressed by my time. First of all, this is my small group area for math for my assistant. So I have the lesson plans just in order in the binder, and then over here I have all of the papers that she will need, and they are tabbed with the dates, and then these are a couple of other supplies that she will need. And then I have all of my bins of these lovely sub plans. So honestly, I am happy I did it this way. I know it kind of seems like a little bit over the top, but I just feel like it will help keep everything organized. So what I'm gonna do is tomorrow I will stack these all up in my desk before I leave. But for now, I'm gonna get out of here. So I'm about to get out of here, but I just thought I would show you guys how I'm leaving my classroom. It is pretty much all ready for the sub. I'm trying to keep it just very like simple and clean. So I have my substitute binder, and then I have my everyday mathematics book, and then I will have one sub for 5 of the days. So these are all stacked up together, and then these will be for the substitute that I have the following Monday and Tuesday. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, please give the video a thumbs up so it can reach more teachers. And and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already so you don't miss any future videos. If you have any questions about anything I showed you in this video, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I will do my best to help you out. So next Saturday, obviously I will not have a classroom vlog going up since I will not have been in my classroom. However, in place of that video, I will have a video going up all about what I packed in my travel bag, and then on Sunday, I will have the first part of my travel vlog from my trip going up at 7 a.m. Thank you all so much for watching as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end of this video and for supporting my YouTube channel. If you want to check out any of my older videos, you can use the 2 links right down here. If you want to subscribe to me so you don't miss any future videos, you can use the link right up here. In the description box, you will find links to all of my social media sites, my Teachers Pay Teachers store, and my Amazon store, and I will catch you guys in the next one.